Okay. Good afternoon, students. So again, I am back to the classes. Okay. So in chemistry, one important organic chemistry, one important thing that we have to discuss now. Okay. So what is that one? Actually, among all the reagents of organic chemistry, one reagent is there. That reagent we have to discuss in a very special manner. So what is that one now? That reagent is said to be Grignard reagent. That reagent is said to be Grignard reagent. It is very special reagent, and among all the reagents, this is the reagent which is having lot of applications, and there is a need that this reagent should be discussed in a very special manner. Special manner in the sense it should be dealt in a very different way. So among all the reagents, Grignard reagent is very special. So we are going to discuss about the Grignard reagent. Okay, and as I told you, it is having a lot of applications also. Clear, everyone? So in Grignard reagent, the first part that we are going to deal is about the carbon ion. Okay, you know carbon ion is indicated by C minus. In many books, you might have seen MS Chauhan, Himanshu Pandey, like that books. Grignard reagent is a special lesson also. In North India, Grignard reagent will be taught as a special lesson. That means just imagine how much importance is there for the Grignard reagent. Here, so we are going to discuss about the carbon ion first of all. Okay, now stay clearly. Okay, so Grignard carbon ion is represented. Okay, carbon ion is represented by RCH2 minus. Carbon ion is represented by RCH2 minus. Clear? So what is the hybridization of the carbon ion? sp3. Clear? And what is the shape? Shape is pyramidal. sp3 and the shape is pyramidal. Clear, everyone? And remember, everyone, carbon ion is having complete octet. Carbon ion is having complete octet. Total 8 electrons are there. Okay, so it is having negative charge. Negative charge means what? Electron rich. Okay, so since it is electron rich, it acts as what? Lewis base. It acts as the Lewis base. Lewis base. Okay, remember everyone, this Grignard reagent is there, carbon ion is there now. It is a strong base and strong nucleophile also. Carbon ion is a strong base and strong nucleophile both. Strong base at the same time strong nucleophile. Followed one more important point here. So if the carbon ion, if the carbon ion is in resonance, for example, let me take this one now. CH2 double bonded CH2 minus. Clear? Now you see in this one pi sigma negative charge conjugation is there. So if the negative charge is in resonance, okay, then the hybridization of that negative charge is sp2. Here I told you it is sp3. You can ask me when it is sp3, then okay, if the negative charge is not in conjugation, then in that case it will be sp3. Now, for example, if I take this one now, CH3, CH2 minus. Clear? Now what happened? In this case, the hybridization of this carbon is what? sp3. Is it clear, everyone? sp3. Because in second case, there is no conjugation, no resonance. But in first case, there is conjugation and resonance is possible. Therefore, hybridization is sp2. Clear, everyone? When it is sp2, when it is sp3? Okay, now try to understand the concept clearly, then after. Okay, so now one more important thing. Okay, carbon ion doesn't have any unpaired electrons, therefore it is diamagnetic. It is diamagnetic because it is not having any unpaired electrons. Hope you people are copying all these things. Okay, now this is highly reactive because this is intermediate. So carbon ion is highly reactive. Here, then, okay, now most important source of carbon ion. Okay, most important source of carbon ion. Okay, so from where we will get carbon ion mostly means from organometallic compounds. From organometallic compounds. Clear everyone? From organometallic compounds. That means from organometallic compound. What is the meaning of organometallic? That I will explain. What is organometallic? That I will explain to you. Don't take any tension. So the main important source of carbon ion is organometallic compound. Clear? After this, I will see the chat box to see your response. Okay. Now, what is the general stability order of carbon ion? General stability order of carbon ion. General stability order of carbon ion. So once you see carbon ion stability order, remember everyone, first of all, aromatic carbon ion is highly stable. First comes aromatic. Okay. Then after completing the aromatic, now the next come benzylic carbon ion. Benzylic carbon ion. Okay. Then after allyl carbon ion. Allyl carbon ion. Then after primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary. So this is the stability order of the carbon ions. Stability order of the carbon ions. So remember, first aromatic will come. Clear? Now the second one is what? Benzylic will come. Okay. Then after allylic will come. Then primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary will come. About organometallic compound, don't worry, I will explain. Clear everyone? This is benzylic. Hope you people copied all these things. Okay. Now tell me about the carbon ion. Anyone having any doubt? Organometallic I will explain. Aromatic is highly stable. Na? Anyone having any doubt in case of carbon ions? Okay, you can ask me, sir, why you are discussing carbon ion here? Means carbon ion is related to what I want to say. Carbon ion is related to Grignard reagent. Where will vinylic carbon ion come in stability order? Who's this question? I know. Soumya Lakshmi. Vinylic carbon ion is unstable, first of all. Still, anyone having any doubts in carbon ion? Tell me. Why it is diamagnetic means no unpaired electrons are there. Here, but in benzylic, more resonance. So what? In aromatic, potential energy will be very, very less. Less potential energy means high stable. Still, anyone? Any doubts? Anyone having any doubts? It is what I want to say. It is intermediate. All intermediates are highly reactive. They want to donate the charge to someone. If they donate the charge, then they will become neutral. Neutral is more stable. Clear, everyone? Any more doubts? Come on, please respond. No doubts now. Shall I continue then? Right. Okay. So now let us come back here then. Now, what is the meaning of this organometallic compound then? Okay. So what is the meaning of this organometallic compound? Organometallic compound. What is the meaning of this one? Okay. So organometallic compounds means the compounds in which carbon should be directly bonded to the metal. The compounds in which carbon should be directly bonded to the metal. Such type of compounds are said to be organometallic compounds. Hope you are able to understand. The compounds in which carbon is directly bonded to metal, they are said to be organometallic compounds. Okay. So now let us take some examples here now. Some examples now. So let me take the Grignard reagent only. I think you know Grignard is RMGX. So here R means what? Carbon. Carbon is directly bonded to magnesium. So it is an organometallic compound. Clear? Now let me take here R2Zn. Okay. This is also organometallic compound. R means what? Carbon here. Carbon is directly bonded to metals like zinc. Clear? Similarly, I can take here RLi, alkyl lithium. This is also organometallic compound only. Okay. Similarly, I can take alkyl sodium. Even this is also organometallic compound. Now, for example, if I take this one RONA, I hope you remember RONA we used in Williamson synthesis. Sodium alkoxide. It is not organometallic compound because metal sodium is not directly bonded to the carbon. So it is not an organometallic compound. I hope you are able to understand this one. Clear? One more example also I can take here. C2H5 taken 4 times Pb tetraethyl lead. This is also not an organometallic compound because lead is not a metal. It is metalloid. Okay. So organometallic compounds means carbon should be directly bonded to the metal. Such type of compounds are said to be organometallic compounds. Clear? So this RMGX, first example is there na? That is the RMGX. Now you see that is our Grignard reagent GR. Grignard reagent is abbreviated as GR. It is an organometallic compound. Okay. What is the nature of the bonding that we are going to see now? Okay. So now see clearly, everyone. Now we have to discuss about the RMGX because this is our Grignard reagent. Okay. So what happened here? Once you see now the bond between R and magnesium. This bond is there na? The bond between R and magnesium is polar covalent bond. It is a polar covalent bond. That means it is not completely ionic, not completely covalent also. Because I think magnesium belongs to second group of the periodic table. Okay, and sodium is there. Sodium is first group. So sodium is more metallic. Clear? Magnesium is less metallic. When compared to 1A group elements, 2A group elements are less metallic. Since it is less metallic, then the bond between R and magnesium, the bond between R and magnesium is not completely ionic, is not completely covalent also. It is a polar covalent bond. That means it is 50% ionic and 50% covalent, remember. Okay, so now tell me, anyone having any doubts here about the nature of the bonding? Yes, tell me, anyone having any doubts in the nature of the bonding? Hope it is clear, everyone. Completed, everyone? Right. Now, let us come to the bond between, okay, so please see clearly, everyone now. Now, here what happened, RNA is there. Okay, so RNA is what? Here the bond is ionic. Remember everyone, this bond is there now. This bond is the ionic bond because sodium is 1A group element, so it is more metallic. Therefore, this bond is the ionic bond. Generally, I think ionic compounds are more reactive compounds. So now I want to come to a conclusion like this: order of reactivity of organometallics is, okay, order of reactivity of organometallic compounds is clear. So okay, so what is the order of reactivity? Okay, RNA greater than RLI greater than, okay, RMGX greater than R2ZN, okay, greater than R2CD greater than R2CuLi. Clear? Order of reactivity of organometallics is this one. Why RNA is first? Why? Because the bond is ionic. Clear? Hope you are understanding all these things. Tell me, anyone having any doubt here? Lithium is less metallic, na? That is why lithium comes second. Sodium is more metallic. Down the group, metallic nature increases. You studied in periodic table. Who is this Mahatma Karthik Atreya? Again, you are asking the same thing. We studied now in the 11th class periodic table. Down the group metallic nature, what happened? Increases. Followed everyone. This is the order of reactivity of organometallic compounds. Okay, any doubts, please respond. Any doubts still? What happened? No one is giving the answer here. Are you followed everyone? Right. Now, coming to the point of the preparation method of Grignard reagent. Okay, preparation method. Preparation method. Clear? So, how to prepare the Grignard reagent? So now, for that, first of all, we have to take RH. That means alkyl halide. Clear, everyone? So now, here we have to take magnesium, and the solvent should be ether. Why only ether? That also we will discuss. Clear, everyone? So now, once you see clearly, this magnesium is there. Na? Magnesium valency shall contain 2 electrons. So it will lose 2 electrons. Magnesium is a metal. Metal has to lose electrons. Magnesium will lose 2 electrons. Since its valency shall contain 2 electrons. Followed? Now, see clearly here. So in R and X, X is more electronegative, so it will depart out like this. It will depart in the form of X minus. So try to understand here, R is losing 1 electron, but it is gaining 2 electrons from the magnesium, you see now. R is losing 1 electron, but gaining 2 electrons from the magnesium. Therefore, here R will get the negative charge. This is called carbon ion. R will get the negative charge here. Clear? Remember, X also get the negative charge because X is leaving along with the bonded pair of electrons. Followed everyone? R will get the negative charge. X also will get the negative charge. Completed? Now, here what happened now? That X minus which is formed there, halide ion. Okay, so that will combine with Mg plus 2. That will combine with Mg plus 2. Clear? So remember everyone, here what is the intermediate formed is the Mg plus X. That means what happened here? This X minus will take 1 electron. So Mg plus 2, 1 electron, then you will get Mg plus X. Okay. Now this Mg plus X combines with whom? R minus. Okay. And forms what? R MgX. R MgX. Anyway, this mechanism is not there in our syllabus. It is only for your clarification. I told no need to remember mechanism. On the whole, what I want to tell you is that RH, when treated with magnesium in presence of ether, then we will get RMgX. Okay. If you remember this one, this is more than enough. This is enough to us. Followed here, X minus will give electron to the magnesium. Then the positive charge will decrease. We will get Mg plus X. Then R minus combines with Mg plus X. Then we will get RMgX finally. So tell me, anyone having any doubts in the preparation method of Grignard reagents? Anyone having any doubts in the preparation method of the Grignard reagent? Followed clearly? Okay, right. Now, one important thing I want to discuss in the preparation. Okay, what is that important thing? Now, it is impossible to prepare. Okay, so now see clearly, everyone know it is impossible to prepare. It is impossible to prepare Grignard GR. GR means for Grignard reagent. If the substrate, if the substrate is having, if the substrate is having acidic hydrogen. So remember, it is not possible to prepare Grignard reagent if the substrate is having acidic hydrogen. Why? What is the reason? Okay, that also we are going to see now. For example, let me take a compound like this. Okay, OH. Okay, so now CH2, CH2, CH2Cl. Clear, everyone? Now it is reacting with magnesium and ether. Magnesium and ether. Clear? So first what we will get, I am writing here. First of all, we will get OH, CH2, CH2, okay, CH2 minus MgCl plus. Clear, everyone? RMgX, remember R will carry negative charge. Okay, so just now I told you, anyone remember this R minus, CH2 minus is there, it is strong base and strong nucleophile also. Therefore, since it is strong base, it will remove the acidic hydrogen from here. Acid-base reactions are fast. I hope you are understanding this one. Acid-base reactions are fast. So it will remove the acidic hydrogen from here. Okay. Immediately it will remove the acidic hydrogen from here. Then what is the thing left over here then? O minus left over here. Clear? Then here CH2. Okay. CH2. Clear, everyone? Now the acidic hydrogen which is removed out, that acidic hydrogen is taken by CH2 minus, and finally I will write clearly here. Then you will get CH3 here. Clear? Then that Mg plus is there now. Okay, that Mg plus comes here. Followed, and Cl minus is a byproduct. But remember, this is not a Grignard reagent. This is not a Grignard reagent. This is not a Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent means what? RMgX. Now tell me, in this compound where X is there, and R should be directly bonded to Mg, magnesium. So this is not a Grignard reagent. So remember, if the substrate is having acidic hydrogen like this, okay, it is not possible to prepare the Grignard reagent. If the substrate is having acidic hydrogen, it is not possible to prepare the Grignard reagent. So anyone having any doubt in the preparation method? Why it is not possible to prepare Grignard? Is it clear to everyone? If the substrate is having acidic hydrogen, we cannot prepare the Grignard. Clear? What happened? Very poor response is there. Followed? Now, here, one more thing I want to tell you. Okay. So, remember, write a note here. Note. This is one of the previous JEE mains question also, even. Note. Okay. So, write down, everyone. For example, if I take CH2, okay, CH2, now here Cl, Now, for example, let me take here Z. What is the Z? I will explain. So, when this is treated with magnesium, now no Grignard reagent is formed. No Grignard reagent is formed if Z is equal to. No Grignard reagent is formed if Z is equal to. If Z is OH, okay, or else COOH. They are having acidic hydrogens. Na? Then after SH, clear. Next, SO3H, sulfonic acid. Next, CONH2, etc. So, if Z is a group which contain acidic hydrogen, okay, I told you now, then we can't prepare the Grignard reagent in that case. If the substrate is containing acidic hydrogen, then we can't prepare the Grignard reagent in that case. So in this note, anyone having any doubt here in this note? Tell me. Anyone having any note in this? Anyone having any doubt in this note? Whatever I explained till now. So if the substrate is having acidic hydrogen, first acid-base reaction will happen. Then Grignard will not be formed there. Please respond in a proper way. Okay. So now I want to increase the difficulty level. In this one, I told you, advanced questions also very important one. So shall I increase the difficulty level here? What happened? Shall I increase the difficulty level also here? Okay. So now see clearly everyone now. So now one more important thing that I want to discuss here is that it is impossible to prepare. It is impossible, okay, to prepare. It is impossible to prepare a mono-Grignard reagent. Okay, mono-Grignard means only one RMGX should be there. A mono-Grignard reagent, okay, by using any dihalide or trihalide. What is this dihalide? I'll explain. Hello. Class one. So remember, it is impossible to prepare mono-Grignard reagent, okay, by using dihalide or trihalide. By using dihalide or trihalide, we cannot prepare a mono-Grignard reagent. Okay, mono-Grignard means only one RMGX should be there. Di-Grignard means 2 RMGX. I will take examples also here. It is impossible to prepare a mono-Grignard reagent by using any dihalide or trihalide. Followed? How? Now, for example, okay, for example, let me take now CH2Cl, CH2Cl. Clear? So, this one, when treated with magnesium and ether, then what happened here? CH2Cl, clear? And one more CH2 is there now, okay? It will combine with MgCl, then this will get the negative charge. I hope you are understanding. This will get the negative charge because Grignard R always carry negative charge. Don't forget that one. Followed. Now what happened? This negative charge will be reversed back and chlorine will depart out. chlorine will depart out. Then what happened here? CH2, double bonded CH2 is formed, plus MgCl2 is the byproduct here. So here we got ethene. Ethene is not a Grignard reagent, it is alkene. So you know this is a dihalide. Two halogens are there, na? It is a dihalide. So we cannot prepare mono-Grignard reagent from dihalides or from trihalides also. Okay, so anyone having any doubt in this case, tell me. Anyone having any doubt in this case? Did you understand mono-Grignard? Mono-Grignard means which contain only one RMGX. Followed everyone? Any doubt still? Clear? Now let us take here one more important thing. Okay, so remember everyone, I told you try to understand my point here, whatever I wrote here. Okay, I mentioned very clearly mono-Grignard cannot be prepared, but remember we can prepare di-Grignard. Okay, so here I am writing that only, you see, but di-Grignard reagent is prepared. Grignard reagent is prepared from dihalide. Okay, di-Grignard is prepared, but not mono-Grignard. Try to understand. Di-Grignard can be prepared, but mono-Grignard we cannot prepare. Okay, so how di-Grignard is prepared from dihalide then? So that also we are going to see here. So now CH2 Cl, then CH2 Cl. Clear everyone? So now if we take excess of magnesium in ether, so magnesium is excess, therefore what happened? Here also we will get MgCl, here also we will get MgCl, here also negative charge, here also negative charge. Both the negative charges cannot form a bond, they are like charges. So this is a di-Grignard, remember, this is a di-Grignard. This is a di-Grignard. So I hope it is clear everyone about the di-Grignard. Please respond everyone. What happened? Is it clear regarding di-Grignard? Di-Grignard contain two RMGX groups. So try to understand, mono-Grignard cannot be prepared from dihalides, but di-Grignard can be prepared from dihalides. Okay. Now, let me take here one question I want to give. Try to solve this question. Come on, everyone, solve this question here. Okay. CH2Cl, CH2, then CH2Cl. Okay. Here, magnesium, one equivalent, and here in presence of ether. So, what is the product formed? Magnesium taken with one equivalent. Okay, what is the product formed? I want you to solve this question. This is a dihalide. Okay, so you might have solved anyway. Let me explain the solution here. So what happened here? Only one equivalent of magnesium is there. So at anywhere you put the magnesium. So CH2 MgCl. Then this one will carry what? Negative charge. This one will carry negative charge. Here chlorine will depart out. Then this negative charge will come here. Followed. Then here, what is the product form? The product is the cyclopropane. Product is the cyclopropane. So, anyone have any doubt in this one? Tell me. Answer is cyclopropane. Many students had given answer propene. I don't know how propene we got. Clear, everyone? Answer is cyclopropane. Okay, it is a dihalide. One question I want to ask. Okay, it is dihalide. From dihalide, we cannot prepare monogrignard. But can we prepare digrignard? Come on, tell me. Can we prepare digrignard? Yes, we can prepare digrignard, but we cannot prepare monogrignard. Followed everyone this question. Still some more questions we are going to see, which I collected from previous mains and advance. Okay, come on. Still some more questions I want to give here. Okay, so now write down. This is one compound. Okay, so this one, when treated with magnesium of one equivalent with ether, what is the product formed here? What is the product formed here? Okay, we might have done the question, but anyway, let me solve this question now. Okay, so what happened here? First of all, this will be as it is. Then here we will get the MgBr. Why? Because carbon bromine bond is weak. So magnesium will be inserted between carbon and bromine. Now this carbon will get the negative charge. Followed, then Cl minus will depart out. Okay, when Cl minus departs out, then what happened here? The final product is what? Cyclohexene. Cyclohexene. So tell me, anyone having any doubt here? Please respond quickly. Anyone having any doubt here? MgBr is the byproduct. Na? Still, why you people are focusing on the byproducts? I didn't understand. We want main product here. Our main intention is Grignard. Clear? Next, one more question. Now, one more question. This is the previous JEE advanced question. So write down Cl. Okay. So CH2, 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 Cl. Clear? So this, when treated with magnesium of one equivalent with ether, okay, what is the product form? At the same time, this, when treated with excess of magnesium also in ether, what is the product form? Both the things I want here, with one equivalent as well as with excess. With one equivalent as well as excess. Come on, please respond here, everyone. With one equivalent, what would be the product? With excess also, what would be the product? Yes, one student had given answer cyclopentane with one equivalent. That is correct. Okay, so let me give the answers here. With one equivalent, okay, many students wrote the correct answer. That is the cyclopentane we will get here. Clear? Whereas with excess, we will get the digrignard. Clear, everyone? Digrignard, that is MgCl. Clear, everyone? CH2 minus CH2, CH2, okay, CH2, CH2, CH2 minus MgCl plus. Followed, this is with excess. This is with excess. Hope you guys got the answer here, everyone. Yes, most of you wrote the correct answer. Is it clear, everyone? Followed, everyone, please respond. Okay, right, very good. Next, one more question, let us see. One more question here. Okay, so the next question is Br CH2 CH double bonded CH CH2 Cl. Okay, so when this is treated with magnesium of one equivalent in presence of ether, magnesium of one equivalent with presence of ether, what is the product formed? Okay, so this is the previous JE advanced question. Come on. I hope you people got the cyclobutene. No. Others also please respond. No reaction. No, that is wrong answer. Okay, let me solve the question. Let me solve this one. So I told you carbon bromine bond is weak. Clear? Therefore, magnesium will be inserted between carbon bromine. So directly can I write here? Then this carbon will get negative charge. Then MgBr plus is there. That I am not writing MgBr plus. Okay. Then what happened here? CH2, CH double bonded CH, CH2, Cl. Hope it is clear, everyone. CH2. I think I wrote one CH2 extra, sorry. Okay. So this is CH2, CH, double bonded CH2, Cl. Followed, everyone. Now what happened? Okay. So see clearly, when the negative charge comes here, then the pi bond has to go to next carbon. Okay. Then here what happened then? CH2, double bonded CH, then this carbon will get the negative charge, CH minus, then after here what happened? CH2, Cl. Clear? Then finally what happened here? When the negative charge comes here, then the chlorine has to depart out. Chlorine has to depart out here. Followed. So now what happened? CH2, double bonded CH, single bonded CH, double bonded CH2, So this is called as 1,3-butadiene. 1,3-butadiene. Hope you guys got the answer here, everyone. Buta 1,4-diene. Buta 1,4 will be there. Huh? Who's this? Levin from SRVJ. 1,4 will be there anywhere. Anyway, got the answer. Everyone understood? Buta 1,3-diene is the answer. Please respond. Everyone. 1,3-butadiene or Buta 1,3-diene. Clear? Okay. Now here I will be showing you the slides from the starting onwards. Okay. Remaining things in tomorrow class we will discuss. So here I am showing you the slide from the starting onwards. If any slide is missing, you can take the screenshot here. Okay, then next one. Okay. Then after organometallic compound here. Okay. Then after here, nature of the bonding. Then order of reactivity of organometallic compounds. Okay, preparation method. Then about the monogrignard and digrignard. Okay. Then after, one important note is given to you about the acidic hydrogen. About the acidic hydrogen. Followed. Next. When dihalide is taken, how to do? This is the next slide. Then how to prepare digrignard from dihalide. Okay. Then we did some questions here, you see. This is the second question. This is third question. And one question from previous JEE advanced we discussed. Clear? Okay. Remaining questions, remaining concepts of Grignard, tomorrow we will discuss. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.